What's up, guys? It's Makoa Goble with LowKick MMA, and I'm joined by the one and only BKFC president, David Feldman. How are you doing today, my good man?
Doing good, my man. Just got off a plane and getting ready to make some stuff happen.
Yes, sir. All 2024. So, you mentioned in previous interviews that you've been battling to try and get BKFC into Las Vegas. Is there any update on that struggle? And how does it feel to see the company you've been nurturing blossom into what it is today?
Well, I'm here in Las Vegas now, so fingers crossed things are going the right direction. They look really good. Great people in that commission. Really, really nice people, and I think we're going to have a show here sooner than later. How does it feel? It feels incredible. I mean, you literally give blood, sweat, tears, every dime you have, risk your life, risk your family's life, well-being, food on the table, everything to get, this to a point that you want it to be at. And to see a lot of people really coming in to show a lot of interest in the sport and the company and really blowing this thing up. It's an amazing feeling. It's a really amazing feeling.
That is awesome, man. And I'm sure you're going to leave behind a beautiful legacy for your family to admire. I know you deserve a lot of kudos for growing BKFC the way you have and what could be considered a flooded combat sports market. Are there any particular challenges or adversities you've experienced along the way that stand out to you? Like, oh, I made it past that, you know?
Yeah, you know what, man? It's really just perception and breaking people's perception because they have a perception of what it is and they didn't watch it. And then they go, oh, that's that. And it's too brutal and it's barbaric and people are getting killed and everybody's getting beat. And they didn't watch it. And then they watch it. And I just say, look, just watch it once and then tell me if you like it or not. So I want you to do, just watch it. Don't give me your opinion until you watch it, right? Because you can't really have an opinion on something if you never did it before. Like you can't tell me that restaurant sucks if you never ate there, right? So come
Yeah.
and try it. If you don't like it, I'll value your opinion, but I'm not going to value your opinion if you never tried it before.
Yeah. So this question will be kind of coming out of left field, but I couldn't help but wonder, have you guys ever considered doing some type of reality TV show? We saw with the UFC that The Ultimate Fighter was a giant part of their early growth. And I've also noticed you guys have been putting on events called the Prospect Series for young up and coming talent. Maybe you guys could do a reality TV show in the same style of The Ultimate Fighter Embedded, but with your own personal
Yeah,
spin on it.
yeah, great question, and actually even better timing because we're actually there's there's a television conference that's happening in New Orleans right now as we speak, and we're pitching our reality show to a bunch of different networks right now. So perfect time and great question. Yes, the
Awesome.
answer is yes, absolutely. Um, we want it absolutely, and I really think we're going to get it because these guys have amazing stories.
Oh man, and is there any details you could share, a little bit of hint for all the fans out there about what that show might entail, or does it have to be
It,
kept under wraps?
Nah, I mean, look, man, it's going to be following their journeys. It's not going to be a bunch of guys living together. It's going to be just following their journeys and really seeing what it's like to become a fighter, right? And to fight for your life, really, because a lot of these guys are fighting for their life. They're fighting for their next meal and what that really takes to do that and what you're giving up, what you're sacrificing. And then it'll also focus a little bit on the team of BKFC and what they did to sacrifice to get this thing over the line and a lot of the challenges that they face every day. So it's a little bit of combination of both, but it's really about following the journeys of these guys and really getting in deep with what makes them tick.
Beautiful. Well, back onto the action, man. February 2nd, we've got BKFC 57 coming our way from the Hard Rock Casino in Florida. Luis Palomino is 9 and 0, facing Austin Trout, a former world champion boxer with the win over Diego Sanchez. What do you expect out of that fight? And is there any chance we could see Mike Perry fighting the winner of that fight?
I mean, it's possible. Look, I actually had an argument with Luis because he wanted to fight Mike Perry, and I told him, I said, listen, coming off your last performance, you got to give fans a reason why they want to see you fight Mike Perry. And right now, no one's asking for that. No one's saying, let me see Luis Palomino fight Mike Perry because you did what you did in your last performance. Now, go out there this time and do what you need to do just to get people talking and saying, I want to see Luis Palomino fight Mike Perry. And, we gotten back and forth a little bit. He's like, you better watch and see me on February 2nd because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to earn that shot. Blah, blah, blah. I said, listen, man, I said, I'd love nothing more than to see you earn that shot and get your just due. But you have to earn it, and this is your shot this Friday night to earn it. So you want it, go out and get it. So what do I expect? I really expect a real banger here because Austin Trout's been in with the best in the world. Canelo, Miguel Cotto, you name it, he's fought them all. And Luis Palomino has beat everybody he's ever faced in bare knuckle so far. So I think we're looking for an explosive war come Friday night.
And fans can watch that on the BKFC app and maybe Fubo TV.
Yeah, this one's going to be on Fubo TV, Fubo Sports, and on the BKFC app. Absolutely. Hopefully, that's going to change here real soon with this couple of meetings we got next week. So fingers crossed that we get a wider base to promote this to and for people to watch it. And I think we're going to next week.
Beautiful. And I also saw in a recent interview, you talked about 2024 and you said that it's kind of a make or break a year. You don't expect BKFC to fail, but you're under a lot of pressure to keep it growing the way you have been. Your biggest star, Mike Perry, it seems he just wants all these big money fights. He wants Jorge Masvidal. He wants Anthony Pettis. How difficult is it to set up these big money fights for Perry? And would you rather personally see him fight for the title before chasing another money fight?
Not really, because what people don't understand. Look, if we're not talking about growth of the company, we're just talking about putting on good fights, then yes. But you're talking about growth of the company, you need to put on these big names fighting other big names. Because when the big names don't fight big names, it doesn't get people really, really interested in it. So you have to have the big names fight the other big names, and that gets people that never viewed this before to actually watch it and potentially become a fan of this sport and of this promotion. And that's really the focus here. Dave Mundell, who is the champ in his weight division, we are going to give him some big things coming up as well because he deserves it. I mean, any of these guys who go out there, and they risk their life and they bleed for us, they deserve to be able to make money. But I do think that fight is going to come. I just don't think it's going to come next. I have something up my sleeve that I think is going to be really, really interesting, and we're probably going to announce it here in the next week. And it's going to be something good. But bringing in the big names is something we're going to focus really big on in 2024, as well as you mentioned earlier, the prospect series and growing it from the ground up. So we're going to bring in the big stars from the up top and grow it from the ground up, and we're going to meet in the middle, and hopefully that's the recipe for success.
Yes, sir. I believe it is as well. And I know you said that you've got something up your sleeve that you might announce here soon. Is there any other potential signing news that you feel free to talk about?
The problem is, and I hate to do this to the journalists, but I can't talk about it because if I do, it could blow my deal. But yes, there's 13 guys right now, 13 guys on the radar. 4 of them I would consider superstars, and the rest of them I would consider stars, absolute stars.
And not to pry, but just as a hint, could you maybe say the promotion that they were most active in?
I mean, 2 boxing world champions, UFC, a few guys from Bellator. That's probably it, really.
Beautiful.
But
Thank you so much.
a couple of boxing world champions, I'm getting superstars.
Nice. That is beautiful, man. You also mentioned in previous interviews that Chad Mendez has been itching for a fight. Has there been any talks with the Mendez camp about a potential 2024 return?
Yeah, they just reached out to me on my flight out here, actually. So we're gonna have a talk in the next day or two, and we're gonna try to get him something before the summer.
Beautiful. And I know you guys have partnered with Conor McGregor's Forged Irish Stout. The relationship between you guys seems to be very strong. Conor seems to be a giant fan of what you're doing with BKFC. What does it mean to have a guy like McGregor helping to shine a light on the BKFC?
You can't buy it with money, right? You can't. If he talks about it, if he does his thing that he does and helps split his thing up, it's worth more than anything. So it's a great partnership for us. It's awesome to be involved with a brand like that and a person like Conor. And I think it's just going to help blow things up. And we have a lot of other big announcements coming up. Man, this is going to be a crazy 3 to 4 weeks for us coming up.
Beautiful. I love to hear it. You guys obviously love bare knuckle boxing. However, does the idea of branching out into such things as bare knuckle MMA or other no glove combat sports intrigue you guys at all?
Not really. I mean, I think our recipe to success, and we built this upon the excitement of bare knuckle fighting, stand up, boxing wise, with the rule set that we have in place. And to change it. You know, they say if it isn't broke, don't fix it. Will we add something in a couple of years? We may. But right now, we have to focus on the continued growth of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship and the rule set that is involved with it now.
Beautiful. So if everything goes according to plan this year, explain where you'd like the BKFC to be at as a company and brand compared to where it stands now.
I think that, well, we're projecting, so far since we've been in business year over year, we did 100% growth in our revenue every year. I think this year we're looking at a very minimum of 1.5 times growth, you know, all the way up to 5x growth. So if we get a couple of these things fall in place, we hit a 5x growth, and that puts us in a whole different playing field. And I think we're going to get there because some of the meetings that I've been having have been very, very good.
Beautiful. Well, I know you said that you're a little pressed for time today. So my last question, is there any news regarding Big Ben Rothwell or Jeremy Stevens fighting under BKFC again?
Yeah, they're coming back. They're both coming back. Working on something big. That's part of the big announcement. Working on something with Ben and something with Jeremy as well. I think a lot of fans are going to be excited with who they're going to fight, and they're also going to fight some other big names. So, you know, we have 2 or 3 potential mega cards coming up here in the next like 5 months, and that's what we're really focusing on right now.
Beautiful. Well, Mr. David Feldman, thank you so much for your time. I very much respect the grind and the dedication and passion with which you do your job. You are a literal inspiration for people, and I hope you give other promoters hope that they can still make it in markets such as today. Is there anything you'd like to say before you leave today?
No, man, really just, you know, thanks for your support. Thanks for the kind words. And I agree 100%. Look, you just got to put your head down, be focused. My 2 recipes to success are patience and don't quit, because let's say you're riding down the road and you can't see the end of it and you're going to get impatient. You're going to be like, listen, I'm just going to turn around. And then you stop, you quit, and you're not patient enough to get to the goal. Just be patient enough to get to the goal and patient enough not to quit, and you can get there.
Wise words, man. Thank you so much, and peace. We are out.
Make sure to subscribe to the LowKick MMA YouTube channel for all the latest news, event previews, and interviews with some of the biggest stars in MMA.